Knights of Guinevere, Glitch Productions' newest show created by Dana Terrace. I didn't watch much of The Owl House, but even from the 8-ish episodes I did end up seeing, I could tell Dana had a lot of really big, creative ideas and a good sense of how to build a fun, creative, fleshed out world. I also knew that Disney sorta strangled Owl House, and so I was pretty curious to see what she'd come up with thanks to Glitch's unlimited freedoms. Glitch doesn't have to answer to a corporate overlord, so Dana and the Glitch team could go all out with whatever they wanted. But also, I was uncertain, because episode 1 for every Glitch production hasn't been great. The first episode of Murder Drones and Gaslight District unfortunately didn't do much to interest me, and even The Amazing Digital Circus, which I do love, the first episode is pretty slow and kind of boring. But I was still real curious to see what this one would end up looking like. So, what did they make? They made magic. Knights of Guinevere introduces us to a dense world of different social hierarchies. People who work on the floating amusement park called Crownies, and the folks who live in the squalor underneath it. There is a lot to this world. It's very dense. The beautifully intricate visuals help to display that density. I was uncertain how Glitch would handle 2D animation. All of their projects have been 3D before now, and while their 3D work is really gorgeous at times, I also know that the two mediums are very different beasts. All the promo art for Knights of Guinevere had a ton of intricate details, and I admit, I worried the show proper wasn't going to be able to replicate that style. But I am so glad I was wrong. This show looks stunning. Every environment is filled with things, not only to make the show look pretty, but there's a ton of important world building in every single frame. Knights of Guinevere does not hold your hand. There is no long-winded introduction to the world or heavy-handed explanation of this fantasy. Instead, the show expects the audience to be attentive and intelligent enough to piece things together themselves, which is so refreshing. Throughout the course of episode 1, we can piece together a pretty clear idea of how this world works. The stunning environments help, but the natural dialogue, and also the dialogue-free scenes, all work together to tell us everything we need to know about this place, how the society functions, and about our two main characters.
Maybe there's a reward out for it.
Why not bring it to security after I fix it?
Our two main leads, Annie, the jaded one, and Frankie, the whimsical one, are instantly enjoyable. The personalities bounce off each other in fun ways, they're endearing, and the top-tier character design shows off a ton of personality. Between the two, Frankie is definitely my favorite. Annie's fun, but I feel like she tends to overly rely on swearing, and her dialogue feels a little bit limited every now and then because of that. The two get the funniest scene though, when they're trying to hack into the crane game and keep losing the prizes. The scene is happening hot off the heels of the gruesome introduction, and it was a smart way to sort of lighten the mood a bit. Speaking of which, this show is not afraid to go dark. It was clear this was going to be a mature rated show after the characters started swearing, and the initial teaser also made it clear there was going to be darker themes in this story, but I was blown away at just how gory and intense it got. The very first scene lays it out pretty clearly. It leads to this really interesting visual where our villains are designed to have these hyper cutesy faces. I love it. It's so creative, and this kind of thing is what I'm all about. Scary, cute things are the best. The pacing of this episode is really well done too. There's enough little moments to have our characters interact and establish their friendship to us, but also enough little conflicts to keep the pace feeling engaging but not too fast. We get to linger on their dilemmas, and it makes it so much more tense, and makes it feel a bit more real and alive. And I really like the changes to the color grading to help make it feel like our characters are always in motion. If it was all lit the same way, it would make things feel much more stationary. Also, the way they take out the colors towards the climax really made the moment visually striking, but also increased how tense it all felt too. Hands down my favorite moment visually. Little detail I liked was them sliding into that container. Since it was knocked over sideways, they couldn't just walk in. It's so small, but I liked how it was animated, and I liked the attention to detail. The slowest part of the episode is definitely the beginning. After the time skip to the present, I admit it felt a tad sluggish, but admittedly, this was also the time we were going to get a lot of world-building ideas thrown at us, so the slower pace made it a bit easier to take it all in. On a rewatch though, I do feel antsy waiting until Frankie finds Guinevere on the boat. That's when things really start to take off, I feel. While episode 1 definitely does a great job telling the audience important information without holding our hands about it, I also appreciate that it left a ton of things open-ended. I'm burningly curious to see all the answers.
I hope this can make up for... I don't think I need to say it.
Again, right from the start. What is this girl's backstory? What's the history behind the park? Is Guinevere human? Or like part human? I don't see why else she would have guts inside of her robotic body. We see people coughing up blue crud, and when they fight Sparky, the other grunts allude to some sort of substance that I'm assuming is a drug.
It's in exotics.
Is this drug why people are coughing up blue? When Annie and Sparky do that gross hand spit shake thing, there was blue crud then too. Was that from Sparky or Annie? If it's Sparky, I'm assuming it was the drug. If it's Annie, I'm assuming it's something she got when working at the park. I'm wondering if the blue crud thing is connected to how Guinevere can recognize everybody.
And every one of them draws on the same magic to remember everything.
There's so many questions, and I'm just so excited to learn all the answers. There are several times when Frankie is clearly seeing something that isn't real, both when Guinevere saves them at the end, and earlier when her little toys are talking to her. Does Frankie just have an overactive imagination, or is there more going on, and is she maybe hallucinating or something? My biggest complaint is also the biggest compliment I can give. I want more. I feel like the episode ended just when things were really starting to happen. Not that the episode wasn't thrilling on its own. Watching Frankie and Annie trying to rescue this large, near-dead robot was surprisingly more exciting than I expected, but I just can't wait to see what happens next. I still have so many questions, and I find this world so interesting, and I want to see so much more. But as usual, Glitch Productions teaches me the important lesson of being patient. And thankfully, for being episode 1, they broke the curse. This was great. Good job, Glitch. This one has given us a lot to chew on while we're waiting, so let me know what you thought of Knights of Guinevere. I suspect the theories for this one are going to get crazy, so let me know what you're thinking. Shout out to my $10 patrons, you're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Genital War Thunder, Jake, Amber, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Messiah, Jacob, Ben's Sketchbook, Rain, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Juan, Bunkin Duncan, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Sean, Primaroon, Overhypen, Lavaros, Knight, Plague, Tyrene, Thanos, Pandemonium, Peter, Aguirre, Shahid, Eden, The Eliza, Doki Pokey, Moon of Blues, Spencer, Bargus Blue, Cage the Mage, Zappy, Wolfgang, Dima, Philip, and Mr. Mailman. What do you think? I really liked it. I was so surprised. I was so worried to see what their 2D animation was going to look like, and it looks so pretty. I wonder how long it's going to take for episode 2 to come out, because I imagine this isn't like a speedy thing to put together with how much intricacy and detail there is. But I'm excited. I want to see all your theories. I think there's going to be a million theories, and I can't wait to find them all out. I bet there were things I was missing. Let me know what you thought, what you noticed, the music, the animation, the voice acting, anything and everything. I want to see them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.